All right, so we're going to do it again. There's 22 games left in the season. Quickly, off top of the head, who you got to win the NBA championship? A-Rod, hit me.
Let's go, Golden State Warriors, baby.
Oh,
What? Okay. Max B, who do you got?
Denver.
Oh, okay. And I got the T-Wolves.
T-Wolves.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Sports Ethos Toronto Raptor podcast, and I'm your host, Mr. El Hoopo. That's two O's with a P and another O. And we got A-Rod here, A-R-O-D. I'm going to spell it for some of you who can't know how to spell and you got problems. And I got Max B here. You better pay me. Who'd you pick right there? Who's the team you just picked? The Nuggets. Oh, boy.
I picked the Nuggets.
You picked the Nuggets.
A-Rod picked the Warriors.
Man, okay. So we got some Nuggets, we got some Warriors, and we got some T-Wolves. All right, well, let's go. Because we both picked the Pacers to win at the start of the year. I don't know if it was half joke, half real, but we, A-Rod and I, on the first episode of this year, we said Pacers. So I think it's been revised. How you boys doing?
Doing real good, man.
Yes, sir.
Good, man.
So good.
Well,
Raps
you know,
baby.
I was just going to say, so let's get right into it.
Stuff,
the game
good stuff.
just ended. The Raptors took a close one. It was I believe 111-105 or 111-106. And that was a tight win, and it was a nice little win for it was bench against bench, really. So let's get one word. I don't know what you boys got out of that one, but hit me. One word on that game.
RJ. As
Yes,
in the pronoun RJ Barrett. Because hit your free throws, man.
Man.
This man, since university, since college, since Duke,
Yeah.
cannot hit free throws. But he was hitting somewhat decently, like at a decent clip earlier this season. But now it's all just falling off the rails, and just, man, this guy is shooting like 40% with the Raptors.
Yeah, from the free throw line.
This
yeah,
man
I know,
looking
right?
like Andre Roberson out there.
I know his shot looks a little off, doesn't it? I don't know. We'll get into that after. But okay, so you say RJ. What about you, Max P? One word. Hit me.
Business.
Business.
Yeah. Playing Charlotte, beating up on Charlotte, getting the win.
Mm-hmm.
That's just business right there, you know?
I like it. Business, RJ. And for me, for Charlotte fans, that was a buzzkill. That was a buzzkill. Anytime I can use that picture and say buzzkill, I'm gonna use it, right? So yeah, for those boys, that was a buzzkill. That was definitely a nice little win for the Raptors. Anything you saw you want to take out of it? Any notes that you saw, good or bad? A-Rod, hit me, because this game just literally ended. So, what'd you see?
I didn't like that we let him back in at the end there. Had to run the free throw game. It could have been closed out early third, but a win's a win. I'm just glad they beat these guys solely for the fact that, you know, like Max said, it's just business, man. Just deal with shitty teams like this quickly, man. I don't want to see this extend any longer, man. But you know what? It was nice to see Abaji play decently.
There it
too.
is.
He's getting some play time. That was nice. Grady, a few threes. Hey,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Kelly Olynyk, still looking kind of decent.
Yep.
I mean, whatever, man. It's, you know, let's just have some fun.
Yeah. But Pirtle went out, so we'll see. Hopefully he can come back next game. Max P, what'd you see from this one?
Threes kind of went down for us a little bit today. Everybody shot a few. The new guy, damn, he was like 1
DJ Carton. Oh, who you talking about?
Oche.
Oche.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed he missed a lot of threes, but everybody shot some threes and a lot of them went in. You know, that's always a good recipe for a win right there. I like Quickly had a lot of rebounds right there. That means he's putting in effort as a guard.
He almost had a triple double. He used a few rebounds.
That's that good. You know, that well-rounded.
Yeah.
Hopefully he can be like a more efficient Westbrook for us. You know what I'm saying? Where he's getting triple doubles and just doing a little bit of everything and giving us energy.
Time will tell. Yeah. For me, I saw something happening on the court, which is really nice, and I hope it continues. I hope it's not just a one-time deal, but the connection between Pirtle and Oche, It was right off top of the game. It was nice cuts by Oche, and Pirtle just kept finding him and it seems to be a nice little connection between the two of them, which I liked. Also, what you already pointed on, A-Rod, was Grady. Grady looks nice. He's just shooting. He gets the ball, shoots. He's not thinking about it. It seems to be his, he was overthinking. Now he's underthinking, which is a good thing. And DJ Carton, the guy we just signed to the 2-way deal, he impressed me. He plays with a lot of heart. He made a lot of new fans tonight. He didn't get a lot of time. I don't know. It looked like maybe between 9 and 11 minutes. I don't know. It wasn't out there too much. But the time he was out there, he played so hard. He played like this was going to be his last game. And I love when guys play like that. And
that's what you got to do. You got to hang that. You got to hang that career right in front of their face. Come get this.
Yeah.
How bad you want it. Like,
yeah, man.
You can get a lot of good players for cheap that way.
Yeah, and he was out there with his lunch pail and his dust all, you know what I mean? And he just he played real hard, and I appreciate that. I love that. So
it's mean and it's cold blooded, but it's really good for getting like players that really, really want to work.
Absolutely, man.
For a great value.
You fill out a roster with guys like that, you're gonna win a lot of games. You're gonna win a lot of games for cheap too. What were you gonna say, Rod?
Oh no, I was saying I agree with what Max is saying, man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, so let's get out of that game. That game just ended. Let's go back to it was Friday night. The Bay was in town. The town was in town, and it was GSW Golden State Warriors 120 to the Raptors 105. And we had a lot of fans in Scotiabank that were just loving that too, just loving the whole Steph Curry and the building. A lot of people get annoyed by that when they start cheering for Steph Curry and cheering.
No, it happens everywhere he goes, though.
You got to go back to the Jordan days, man. I thought about it. I was like, yeah, that is kind of annoying, but it's like, you remember when Kobe came to town or when Jordan went anywhere? I mean, that's just. I guess he's in that bucket now, Steph Curry.
It's not a thing where it's just he has a lot of fans in Toronto. That happens every town he goes.
It's true. Yeah,
he got his people. Yeah,
people need to settle down. That's the truth. It even happens at MSG. You know what I mean? It is what it is. He's a legend. So let it go. Give me one word what you guys saw from that game that was under the bright lights. A-Rod, hit me.
I
don't know.
Hard to say. I mean, we started off pretty decently in that game. I think we were up at half. Second half kind of capitulated.
That's a word you don't hear too much.
Yeah.
Who were you on LinkedIn today?
Yeah, I was on LinkedIn.
Showing off a little bit right there.
Whoa, boy.
I was like, okay, let me put this degree to use. No, I kind of expected it, man. Warriors been hot for a while now.
Yeah.
I mean, just with everything going on with the Raps, it sucked because that was the game Scottie busted up his hand.
Yeah.
He's done. We'll get into it after.
Did he do that in the third?
It was early. It was early.
Okay, yeah. Because I remember he went for the dunk, and that's when he just screamed and like.
Yeah.
Kind of went straight.
He went for
he tried to block a shot.
He went for a block.
Sorry, the block.
The hand got caught on quickly. And,
yeah.
It
was crazy.
Fractured.
Fourth. Yeah. When I saw that, I was thinking, oh Jesus, here we go.
Yeah.
Season's over.
It been over.
I mean, the fun season's over too, because like now it's just we're just gonna see what we got, man. Jack in the Box style,
which is kind of fun too, though.
It all works out. I mean, we don't want him to get really, really hurt for a season that don't mean nothing. So maybe it's a blessing in disguise.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. All right. Well, what about you, Max? Would you I would say one word? What would you take out of that game?
Sheesh, brother. The one word I got is sneakers. Because I wasn't really paying much attention. Like, I wasn't thinking too much about the game. I noticed Trent Jr. had a nice pair of Hardens on. I said, oh, you're an Adidas guy. Okay. And Steph Curry, how you, like the most popular player, like we just said, stadium to stadium.
Yeah.
And you have no classic sneakers, not even one.
Yeah, that's true.
Not even one type of Chuck Taylor Air Force One type. Yeah, because the kids buy those shoes, bro. The kids buy those basketball shoes.
They look like shit.
If your kid's in a basketball league, you're gonna see all his friends wearing that stuff on the court.
Yeah. What is it? Under Armour.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Under Armour.
I couldn't put.
But you know what I noticed? They got blown out at least in the first half against Boston. I didn't even watch the second half.
No, we're done.
So it looked like they got up for us because they're in
Mm.
the big city Toronto, and they kind of said, whatever happens in Boston happens. So that's impressive.
Speaking of Boston, not to cut you off, but today, did you guys see that? That Boston was up on Golden State at halftime by 50.
Yeah,
I've seen
50.
that.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, so it seemed like they
Yeah.
got up for us and was like, all right, whatever happens in Boston, whatever.
Oh, that's what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So it
yeah.
feels like we were the big ticket on their trip. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Because look at the letdown when they go to Boston.
That's
But
it.
they got the
Yeah,
win.
that's
They got the win against us. Prime time.
Had
You
their
know.
night out. After.
Yeah.
Mona, introduced them to a few
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. Oh, you already know. You already
Yeah.
know.
That's what it is.
Shout out to Mona.
Shout out to Mona. Well, my word, because it's the Bay, I'm gonna go Mac Dre, and I'm gonna call the game "Stupid Doo Doo Dumb." That's one of his hit tunes. Rest in peace, Mac Dre, to the Bay legend.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I was listening to MC Breed, Too Short, and Tupac song the other day. I was like, wow.
Oh yeah, man, that's a legendary
Wow.
Bay.
Wowzers.
The wowzers. Well, anyways, I don't know if there's anything else from either of those games you guys want to touch on, but if there is, this is the time to spill it. So, is there anything else besides the fact that I'll keep? You've been saying it for a long time now, A-Rod, that this let the young boys play, and that's
Yes,
actually
you have.
that's
Yes,
going to
you
be the
have.
name of this episode. It's time to let the young guns shine, and it really is. Like, let's really see what's going on here with Grady, Oche, DJ Carton, Javon Freeman, Liberty. I want to see him get some play.
It's two-way.
Yeah, that's it. I want to see all these guys just play. I want to see what's his name, the Mr. NYC, Mr. New York City, the point guard.
From
Marquise.
Kansas State. Yeah,
Marquise.
Yeah.
Noel.
Noel? Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see him play. I want to see all these guys play. Just put them out there and really, really let them,
Wouldn't it be amazing if we caught fire with like
Yes.
6 or 7 of these guys that
or
just sort
something
of
grows out
got
of
together?
it.
You know what I mean? Like how we had our bench mob.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, let's see. I think they are going to do it because they kind of have to, and it'll be kind of fun, to be honest. There's 22 games left. Let's have some fun here.
Hey man, you're in a big city, pretty girls. You got a chance to make some big money. Let's go.
Exactly. So, anyways, boys, I got a question for you, real quick. I woke up in night sweats last night, and
Damn.
I woke up with night sweats, and I was having recurring dreams. There was something wrong. I was pulling at my hair, I'm grinding at my teeth. Something's going on now.
Sounds
now,
like
is
a
it-
great movie on Prime Video.
Yeah. So is it that I have to roll over and wake the lady up, or is there something else going on? I was wondering, is there any place around the city I can go try to get rid of these night sweats? It's a bit of this anxiety I got, I guess. Anywhere in the city I can find to help me out?
I know a spot, man. I know a spot.
Yeah, I think the spot is Popeye supplements.
South London.
Popeyes.
Popeyes. I like that. Popeyes. For all your night sweat needs. You don't have to wake up the old lady. You can just roll over, pop one of those Popeyes, and you're good to go. All right, so you know that means this is another edition of This or
That.
Yes, and for this one, we are going to stay in the Bay. Because we've already done Charlotte, and Charlotte's just, everybody listening, go Wikipedia, just Wikipedia Charlotte, North Carolina. And it doesn't get much more exciting than Jodeci. It doesn't really get much more than that.
Yep.
So we're going to start off with a fight. You go and do a little research on San Francisco back in the day.
That's a lot of history right there.
There is just so much out of there that it was. I'm surprised we didn't hit it on the last one. I must have been rushed.
They had a mayor that got shot and everything.
It's just too much. So the first one we got to fight here, all right? And this one's gonna be a lot of fun. So in this corner, and you'll understand why I have it this way in a moment. We have the 2000-2008, the entire Golden State roster. And this roster consisted of Matt Barnes, Baron Davis, Monta Ellis, Al Harrington, some tough guys on here. Steven Jackson, a lot of tough guys. Chris
Michael
Webber.
Petras.
That's what I'm saying. So there's a lot of Austin Crozier. So these guys are ready to go, right? So that entire roster, 2007, 2008 Golden State Warriors against another man from San Francisco, Bruce Lee.
Oh.
Woo.
Oh.
Okay, so we got the entire 2007, 2008 Golden State roster against Bruce Lee. A-Rod, hit me.
Bruce Lee, man. Be water, my friends. Be water. Bruce Lee don't play these games, man.
No.
The Warriors are great. Basketball got the spirit, And that was back when the building was still selling out and they weren't even that good.
No.
But Bruce Lee is Bruce Lee, man. I mean, shit. This man beat up Chuck Norris. Anybody that beats
crazy.
Chuck Norris.
Man, that's
Come
true.
on, man. You know how these Chuck Norris jokes rolled when we were younger?
Yeah. All right, so 1-0 for Bruce Lee, the king. All right, who do you got, Max P? 2007, 2008 Golden State Warriors, the entire roster against Bruce Lee.
Man, I was just thinking about Bruce Lee yesterday.
Really? There we go.
Yeah, like, man, this dude basically started the kung fu flick genre of movies as far as their popularity in Canada goes and how we watch them over here.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he made it cool.
And the whole UFC fighting series is all based off of Bruce Lee's mixed martial arts.
Yes.
Any one of those guys will tell you that. I mean, this dude's legacy, when you think about it, is way heavier than people already give him credit for. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's already a legend, right?
Yeah.
But damn, if you think about it, he don't get enough credit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Bruce Lee, that's my
You're
pick.
going Bruce Lee. Well, I was looking at the roster, right? And you go through, you got some tough guys in here. Matt Barnes.
What a
You got, what a team. C.J. Watson, Chris Webber, Brendan Wright, Montells, Al Harrington, Troy Hudson. But I saw one guy in there.
Al
Big
Harrington selling that
7-foot
bud
monster. DJ Menga. Now, if you got DJ Menga against
DJ
Bruce
Menga.
Lee, DJ Menga. All right, all those guys Bruce Lee knocks down. Whap, 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 roundhouse kick. Boom, boom, boom. Everybody's down. Everybody's laying on the ground. Everybody. But there's one man standing. Is DJ Menga. 7 foot, 245 pounds. I think he's still gonna die, and Bruce Lee's gonna whoop the entire team up and down, and there's gonna be blood all over the floor. So even with DJ Manga on that roster, I was gonna give him a chance, but game
Those guys
over.
with those tall guys with their knees, oh my goodness gracious,
my
he's gonna
goodness.
have a field day.
Oh, exactly.
Chopping
Who
them
was that
down.
guy? The basketball player he fought in a movie. Who was that?
Kareem?
Kareem.
Yeah, Kareem trained with him for real.
Yeah. Nah, man. All right, so that's a sweep. So
That Ghostface line I studied under Bruce Lee. He was on the he was on the third, I was on the fourth.
Legend. Legendary Ghostface. Saw a picture the other day. The internet is just trying to get people to get angry, isn't it? That's what I'm realizing. Like, I'm on this Twitter again just for this podcast.
Well, Twitter,
I mean,
yeah.
The Twitter's just to try to get people angry. I saw this one little person put a picture up of Ghostface, and underneath it says, "Does this man even have a classic record?"
Whoa!
Yeah,
they
come
knew
on,
what they
man.
was doing
They knew
there.
what
They knew what they were
man.
doing there.
I shut off my phone. No, I'm not gonna suck in your
Don't fall in that
bullshit.
trap. Don't fall in that trap.
No. All right, so we had an idea. We had a good one last episode. Where it was like, who would you draft? You know, we said, who would you start your team with? Was Jay Kidd or Steve Nash? How about this one? We're gonna go two old school shooting guards, small forward, Golden State Warriors. If you're gonna hit the draft and it's up between these two to add to your roster, who do you got? You got Chris Mullin. All right, Chris Mullin, or Sarunas Marshalunas, I believe you say his name. The first Soviet to ever be drafted to the NBA, which he's Lithuanian, but that was before the split. So we got Sarunas and we have Chris Mullin. Who you taking, A-Rod?
Oh, Chris Mullin, man. All day.
Taking Chris Mullin?
Easy pick.
The easy pick.
Yeah,
All right.
easy pick, man. Chris Mullin was lethal back in the day, man.
Yeah, he was.
I
With that
gotta respect
haircut, too.
my childhood, man.
Yeah, true. All right, so 1-0 for Chris Mullin. Who do you got, Max P?
Oh, I'm definitely going Chris Mullin. Chris Mullin is old Brooklyn, not new Brooklyn, old Brooklyn.
Yeah.
We all know what old Brooklyn was.
Good point.
And he played in Queens. So I mean, this dude's like a basketball version of Fat Cat Nichols or something. You know, he's he's like the basketball version of who was it that was beefing with Nas all them years? Was it Cormaker?
They always had their issues. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Cormaker.
It's funny, every time you say Nas and beef, everybody goes to Jay-Z, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you hear that? Cam and Mace might sell their share of Rockefeller to Nas.
Oh, no.
Really?
Because they bought it off of Dave Dash.
Oh, man.
I think it was just for one of the albums, though, not the whole thing.
Speaking of which, what is happening with Diddy, man? What is
Bro.
going on? Like
Bro, time's up. Time's up. Your bosses have pulled your cord.
Boy.
I mean, that man is just, that's some crazy shit going on, man.
Do you believe it? Not to go any further, but is this real? Because like I don't.
Well, when it comes to Diddy when it comes to Diddy and the weirdo stuff, I started hearing weirdo stuff about Diddy. I'd say around 2010, 2011-ish. And ever since then, it's been a steady stream, something new, something crazy. And then you got these parties that's pretty much the only consistent thing I've been hearing about Diddy. So, I mean, who knows? Who knows? I mean, I know, like, his boss is a very powerful gay dude in the music industry that has those kinds of private parties. And they're the kind of parties when you get invited to, you kind of have to go.
You end up with a dick in your mouth.
I don't know. Like, Cat Williams has a whole routine about those parties and opening up the doors and seeing things.
Oh, yeah. But, I remember hearing them talk about that a long time ago.
Yeah, and so like I know like the dude who pays Diddy is known for those kinds of parties, but those aren't the parties they take pictures of and put them on Instagram. You just gotta, you know what I mean? And then you got the more mainstream parties like Diddy and.
No, this is like Cloak and Dagger. Weird
so I don't know what goes on, but you hear all that stuff. It could be a smear job, and he could be just a party animal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Everyone's innocent until proven guilty, man. All right, so it's 2-0 Chris Mullin. Don't know where we ended up in a dark dick in the mouth party. But let's get away from there. That got weird. Go away, Dark Cloud. We don't need you here. So 2-0 Chris Mullin. I'm going with Sarunas only because I'm only doing it because I'm just doing it because look at him. He's on the Russian steroids in this picture. For those that are just listening, he's on that Balco. That's it. So he's on that untraceable Russian Olympic steroids at this point too. So I'm just gonna say we're gonna ride it out for a few years and we'll probably get a few more wins. But the Chris Mullin, Brooklyn, old school Brooklyn. I'm gonna take back my vote. I'm going with Chris Mullin. That's a sweep. Can't give it to the Soviets. No. All right. Here's the party. All right. This one's gonna be fun. So who do you think partied more? Okay. We got Mark Zuckerberg from. Because we're going Silicon Valley, San Francisco. Look at that picture right there. We got a sweaty Mark Zuckerberg with Hulk Hogan DJing a party with a Monster Energy drink sticker on his laptop. With Mark Zuckerberg just out of his mind in the background dancing.
Where is that?
Exactly. I don't know. And so we got Mark Zuckerberg versus Jerry Garcia. Now, Jerry Garcia from the Grateful Dead, obviously, for those that don't know, now you know. He is an absolute legend and probably is listening to us right now. So who do you got? Mark Zuckerberg with his $1 billion Facebook drugs, or do you have Jerry Garcia, who right now probably is sitting beside me, smiling with his arm around me? Who do you got, A-Rod?
I'm going to go with the Zuck, man.
Dang.
Whoa, okay.
Only because, you know what, man? This guy is just... Oh, man. I mean, the amount of people he must know, the amount of people he meets.
That's what I'm saying.
The fact that he's getting into all some sorts of crazy shit with the MMA stuff and just down to fight Elon. I don't know, man. There's an untamed beast in there somewhere inside of that nerd head. So
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the Zuck.
You're
man.
going with Zuck? 1-0 Zuck. All right, cool. Jerry, be quiet, man. Chill out. It's not that he doesn't like you. It's just he has nothing
Jerry,
against
it's not
you,
that
okay?
deep.
Jerry, it's okay, Jerry. Relax, man. All right, Max P, who you got? Zuckerberg, Zuck, or Jerry?
Sorry, Zuck. I got to give you the Jay-Z line. We don't believe you. You need more
Need
people.
more people.
I seen Mark Zuckerberg have like a panic attack on one of those business channel interviews where they interview on stage.
Mhm.
He was just sitting down on stage and he just started sweating buckets like a full-blown panic
Really?
attack. Yeah. And I was like, man, this dude, he's he's a nerd and it seems like he really, really is a nerd. You know what I mean? Like,
He really actually is a nerd.
You're like, hear me out. I know you guys don't believe this, but
But he's a real nerd. Like,
yeah. So what's up, Garcia? You get my
yeah.
pick.
Yeah, for sure. The happiest fungi human alive. All right, cool. So we got 1-1. All right, cool. You know what? In that weird tech world where you got billions of dollars, I'm sure that this guy has some sort of like chip in the back of his head that Elon gave him that he can have an all-day orgasm or something like that, and he's just
Yeah,
busting a nut
yeah.
all day. Like he's sitting at home. It just got out of a fake like Google Glasses interview with all of his peoples, and he's like, "All right, cool. See you later, guys." It hits a button and just busts a nut all day. Just all day, just busting this constant nut, and he's just like just popping pills left, right, and center, and he's got sweating buckets because he's just a sweaty nerd, and he's just Facebook, and then busting nuts and pills, and boom, he's out of his mind, right? But this is all by himself, right? Like who
Or
hires
in the
Hulk?
metaverse.
Yeah, or in the metaverse. And like, who hires Hulk Hogan to be your DJ? Like, that is on some real lame shit. No disrespect to Hulk Hogan, but you're a wrestler. You're not a DJ. I don't need to hear who let the dogs out. So, I'm going with Jerry Garcia, 100%. Absolutely. I would love to hang out with Jerry Garcia. Maybe one day we will. Jerry. Peace. For what he did back in the day in the '60s, and the people that followed him.
They still following. They still traveling.
Still follow. They still travel.
traveling.
And it's just legendary. And the legendary acid trips that boy must. Anyways, I'm going Jerry all day. So, but respect to Sweaty Zuck. All right, cool. We got shouts out now. There's some people here real quick that I had no idea they were from San Francisco. Joe DiMaggio is from San Francisco. I don't know. Did you guys know Joe DiMaggio was from
Did
San
not know
Francisco?
Joe DiMaggio was from San Francisco.
did not know.
Big salute to Joe DiMaggio for smashing Marilyn Monroe. That is
Man, back in the day, Maryland was
it.
man.
Maryland was it. Clint Eastwood. Shout out. Clint Eastwood is from San Francisco. Dirty Harry. This and that. Clint Eastwood. Every NRA.
Oh man, that burner.
Yeah, right? Look at that.
That burner is
Oof.
legendary.
There it is. Yeah, so shout out Clint Eastwood. Shout out to Bobby Sura. Yeah, that guy, remember Bobby Sura? Didn't he go in the dunk contest? I just saw it.
Yep.
Yeah, he did, right?
But that was the era.
That
Yeah, it
picture?
was Vince in the background right there.
Oh, is that Vince?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It
I
looks
think
like
it is. So, yeah,
But,
shout out Bobby Sura.
That was back in the day when almost everybody gave it at least one shot. You know?
The dunk contest?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody gave it at least one shot.
Interesting pick there because, Bobby Sura there is on Golden State, right? And then Vince is, in the background, at least we think.
Yeah.
Vince got traded to us from Golden State.
That's right.
Because of
Antoine
John
Jameson.
Jameson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to give
North
a shout out to
Carolina
my
boys.
favorite coach, one of my favorite coaches of all time, Don Nelson.
Yeah, of course. Isn't he everybody's favorite coach of all time? At least on top
think
five.
I would say so, yeah. Don Nelson. Now, I heard a story. Now, this story I want to say real quick. It's not a long one, but Don Nelson, I heard who was telling this story? It was Al Harrington. Was on another basketball podcast, and he was telling the story how when they made the playoffs, Don Nelson was coaching them. they were going up against Dallas, and he wanted to beat Dallas so bad because that was his ex-team, right? So Don Nelson just put it. I think it was the first round too, so it wasn't even deep in the playoffs, first or second round. Don Nelson was just going. He just wanted. He was coaching his ball. He was coaching like this was the last series of his life. He was coaching so hard, right? And they ended up and they won, right? So he's like he won his NBA championship. He was just the happiest guy in the world. He coached so hard. He was so intense into it. He was game planning. It was everything, right? And then the next round came and they lost the first game, the second game, the third game. He wasn't even coaching, and I guess they were in practice, and Al Harrington was fed up and was like, well, nobody's saying anything. Like, I gotta say something. I want to be a leader here. So Al Harrington's like in the middle of the huddle was like, come on, guys, we can do this. We can come back. We can win 3 in a row, just one game at a time. We can win 4 in a row. We can get a sweep or whatever. And come on, guys, like this. And Don Nelson looks at him, looks at the rest of the team and goes, ain't nobody want to hear that shit. Ain't nobody want to hear that shit. Don Nelson was a G, man.
He definitely was a G.
Yeah.
Red Auerbach style of coach, just a G.
Yeah. So shout out to Don Nelson. Shout out to Larry Hughes. Larry Hughes, another one that I was a fan of Larry Hughes. I thought that his career didn't go as long and as far as I think it could have, but Larry Hughes at one time he was the guy for a little while. Could have been the guy, but
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember Jordan Brand had signed like maybe about 6 or 7 players. They were all had great potential. I don't think any of them really panned out.
Yeah, Quentin, D. Miles, Larry Hughes. Yeah. Another one, Tom Gugliotta, man. Shout out to Tom Gugliotta. Yeah, he had his time in the Warriors. Yeah, that's a name you don't hear too much anymore.
That looks like
Warriors
a perfect pick for him, too.
Yep. Warriors had some dudes, man.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Tom Gugliotta, he had his time, though. I forgot. He was on the Stephon Marbury, Kevin Garnett squad, right? On Timberwolves? On the Timberwolves, right? Yes. Yeah. Tom Gugliotta. And last one, because it was Oakland, it was the Bay. I have to do it, even though it's baseball. He's my favorite baseball player of all time, Rickey Henderson. Rickey, man. It goes Michael Jordan, Rickey Henderson, Ben Johnson for me. Rickey Henderson, man, absolute legend. I have to give him some shine. I haven't mentioned him yet in any episode. This guy played for the Blue Jays, the Yankees, played for everybody, San Diego. But he was a true legend on the Oakland Athletics and helped the Blue Jays here in Toronto.
It's a different era of baseball, man. What happened to baseball? Rickey Henderson was entertaining as hell.
I gotta say, man, I'm kind of disappointed in you, Hoopo.
Why?
Because you left out one of the other legends, man, for Golden State.
Who?
Latrell, man. Latrell.
I was gonna do it. I was gonna
Latrell.
do it. And PJ Carlissimo. I was gonna do the choke. I was gonna do a fight between the two of them, who would actually win a real fight. But I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do Latrell like that because he's such a legend. And then I'm like, well, I should put him in. Yes, I know. Well, let's do it right now. Who would you get? PJ Carlissimo at his prime against Latrell Sprewell in his prime in a street fight.
This is an easy street fight, man. Listen, Latrell would be on PJ, choking him out, right? Then all of a sudden, special enforcer coming from the crowd, man. Bobby Knight. Gonna come choke out Latrell, man.
Rest in peace.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's some WWE.
Yeah, then PJ will end up winning, man.
PJ will come in. Somebody's gonna come in with the chair. Somebody's coming in from the side ropes with the chair, and
the
boom.
big boss man. Yeah. That's funny. Who do you got? PJ or Latrell in a real street fight?
I'm gonna go with Latrell. Because PJ used to holler and holler and holler. Man. Like, he was one of the OG you think Thibodeau nowadays hollers. Nah,
he was
PJ Carlissimo was the hollering, like, man, somebody shut that. Oh, there we go. Somebody shut him up. You know? Yeah. So it was one of those things where it was like when I heard it happen, I wasn't surprised, you know? As crazy as choking your coach is, it was PJ Carlissimo, so it wasn't a surprise.
That's exactly it. When it happened, you're like, but then they're like, yeah, this PJ Carlissimo. He probably deserved it.
So you see it happening, you know? It was like, in practice, yep, I can see that.
Yeah. Well, I'm going Latrell. Just because, for one thing, Latrell Sprewell, I used to really enjoy. I didn't like the Knicks, and when he was on the Knicks, I hated the Knicks, but I liked Latrell Sprewell. And so I'm just going Latrell. The fact that he's legendary, man. I'd love to just sit down with him. It's like, run that story down for me. Tell me from the day, how did you wake up that morning? Like, did you have a coffee that morning? Like, what did you eat? Did you have pancakes? And just go through the whole day until you choked out your coach.
Yeah, you have to ask Latrell about the fight and about the rims. You know, those two things you have to ask him about. You know.
Yeah. Well, that was another edition of This or
That.
Brought to you by Popeyes Supplements. You want to get rid of your night sweats? Go to Popeyes. Just ask them. Say, I got some night sweats. They'll be like, yeah, come to the back. I got something for you.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. All right. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, then they choke you out, man. Give me the supplement.
Like, stop coming here for the craziest shit. All right, so let's go around the NBA real quick. We only have a few minutes left, but I wanted to say I'm real stoked for the Minnesota Timberwolves. I called it off top. I think they're going to win. Right now they're 42-18 and on top of the West. Quite excited for the Timberwolves, and I'm excited for their fans. This is not the first time I've mentioned them on the pod, so salute. Keep it going, boys. Mike Conley, all them boys.
When they win, send a video.
Yeah.
They played a great game against the Clippers today. It was tight, literally from the beginning of the game until the very end. Very, very dope. They ended up losing, but it was like a playoff preview kind of game.
They got a nice squad.
Very nice squad, deep.
Yes. AI got a statue. A-Rod. AI
got the statue.
So happy about that.
Man. Why so long?
That's a good question, man. I really don't know why it's so long. He embodies Philly, man. He literally embodies that city. So
of course,
it was surprising it took this long.
Finally, Philly has a real human being as a statue.
Yeah, like Rocky's cool
Rocky
and all.
Wasn't real.
He's cool, yeah, like based off of some guys, but not one person.
Yeah.
AI's that dude still here too.
Yeah.
That's so cool. They have a statue of Allen Iverson in their city. I think that was so well deserved.
And it's very cool that Shaq brought him in when he bought Reebok. That he brought Iverson in on that. That's very cool.
Yeah.
I wonder what they're gonna actually do of the statue. Like what position, pose. Like, are they gonna do like him stepping over Ty Lue?
That would be the best statue ever.
Oh no, the crossover on Mike.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's the one.
It'll probably be something real simple. I don't think. Maybe.
It's probably just gonna be him laying it up.
Yeah.
Laying it up.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a crossover if I had to put money on it.
What was the Kobe statue? Was just with one arm up? What's the Kobe statue?
Shit, I don't remember actually.
Kobe had the one finger up, one arm up with the one finger.
Yeah. Respect to Lakers for doing that.
Kobe had three of them though. Kobe got two more.
They might even do like the holler where he puts it up to his ear.
Ooh.
Okay, yep, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Whenever he goes back, so
that is a good one.
That would be perfect.
That would be perfect.
Yeah, I like that. Get it done, Philly. Get it done.
Yes.
And you know that's going to be that statue that no one's going to disrespect and defame.
Absolutely nobody, man. You get your head.
You know what's insane?
You'll die.
You know what's insane? They got a statue of Nick Foles, who won the Super Bowl for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah,
basically a backup quarterback.
Really?
Who filled in that season and won them the Super Bowl. He has a statue, but before Iverson. Ain't that something?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Well, that's just.
I know it's different sports. I know, but it's crazy though.
Yeah, there's a side of that world that's like, I don't like those baggy pants. You know what I mean? Like, there's a side of that world that's like, I don't like those braids. And never have. And we can't put a statue up of that.
Though. But it's Philly, man.
But Philly's not really putting. But Philly will put the pressure to get it put up. But do you really think Philly's the one putting it up? You know what I mean? Like, who makes the call? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, who makes the call? Philly's not putting the statue up.
Well said. It's the pressure of Iverson and his impact that's putting that statue up.
And
not
finally,
Philly.
the pressure was just too much. And those guys who didn't like the braids finally just gave in and were like, all right, let's put them up there.
You remember when the league made him cover up the tattoos, man?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's who's making the call for the statue.
And they changed the dress code for this one man.
Yeah. Legend, man. Legend. Next up, let's go next up. Or wait, do we want to touch on LeBron's bullshit 40K? Like, who cares? Like, who cares? You know what? Every time I put this,
I'm
let
happy
them know, Max.
I'm happy Denver said, F all that. We're getting the win. And you're going to have to explain why you keep losing with all these records you keep getting.
And
that's all I got to say. I'm out.
I said this, man, the other day. I said, listen, he'll go and get that 40K.
Yeah.
You did. You called it.
Game.
You called it.
And then he's going to be, well, at least I hit the 40K. Like, that's who he is as a person, man. That's
the
that's
hedge.
Yeah.
That's even today, I don't know if you saw his interview. They were like, how'd you feel coming, from 18 years old to where you're at now? He's like, well, when I was 18-year-old LeBron, he had a good head on his shoulders, and everybody wanted me to fail. I don't remember a single person in my high school when this guy came to the league that wanted him to fail, or even said anything remotely like hating on him.
Yeah.
The only time people started hating on LeBron was the Miami thing.
Yes, sir.
That was it.
Yeah.
Everything else before that, nobody else was saying anything.
Yeah.
We were there. Everybody loved LeBron when he was in Cleveland the first time around.
Yeah.
And when he was playing football against the Detroit Pistons in the playoffs that year, that was the funniest shit I ever seen in the playoffs.
Yeah.
No hate involved.
And after he got that 40K, he came home and he was like, Bronny, did you catch it? Did you watch it? And Bronny was like, no, Dad. He's up in his room. Don't come in. And he's playing his guitar. He's just like, Dad, don't come in. I don't want to talk about your 40K.
Well, congratulations, LeBron. Every point you score is a new record, and 40 is a nice round number.
I couldn't give a fuck about his 40K. Yeah, honestly, like, well, who brings that up? If Michael Jordan would have brought up every little single, like, stupid little number record, we would have been hearing about it every day. Like, get out of here. I don't want to hear about your 40K, LeBron. I don't.
Man,
I don't.
Michael Jordan's era feels so far away. When you said that, it feels like it didn't happen. It feels like it didn't even happen. Like it was just some kind of dream we all had.
No, that's why we need to keep pushing it out there to remind people that what you're dealing with right now with LeBron and what he's pushing at you that is so legendary, 40,000. No. This is not legendary. Like, his ass would have been beat up back in the day by what the real guys had to do back in the day. Anthony Masons, these tough dudes
X-Man
would have run him down. Exactly. Like, come on, man. Yeah, no.
Christian Laettner would have had him getting teed up and kicked out of every game, just getting under his skin.
And then he would have got injured and it would have been done. He would have had 6 years.
Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, exactly. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. I'm done with him. All right, cool. Next up, we got New Orleans in Toronto, Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m.
New Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans.
Shout out Young Blade.
Young Blade, yes, indeed. What do you want to see, A-Rod, in this one?
I want to see how many pounds Zion loses before he comes and shows up. I'll tell you what, man. I like that New Orleans team. I like generally pretty much every player on there. Mm-hmm. Even Zion's entertaining when he's in shape. Yeah. It's just, man, what are you doing, bro? Like, get your shit together, man.
Yeah, it's a tough
There's so much money and you can't even, like, hire a nutritionist. I'm sure he can make some scrumptious New Orleans food, man.
Yeah. Zion's got layers of problems. Like, he's obviously, like, he doesn't know how to deal with the ladies yet. He's still learning, though. Not knocking you for that. Then you got the discipline of being able to stay in shape. Then you got the discipline of being able to eat properly.
It's just discipline.
Then you got the discipline of being able to... Well, I think he focuses. I think his game stays well. When he plays, he plays pretty well.
Do you think New Orleans coddles him as an organization?
New Orleans goes back and forth with him. They've been through the whole thing from coddling him to almost kicking him out the door. They've been through it all with him.
That's true. They have put him on blast in the media. That's true.
Yeah, he's like one of those hard kids to raise. Zion, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm just seeing if Zion comes shaving. Like, the dude don't even shave no more. He just shows up all stubbly, and I'm like, bruh, you're on TV, right?
He doesn't care,
you out here selling sneakers and stuff. You know that, right? Like, bruh.
Oh man! Speaking of which, okay. So I thought of a matchup before we go. A quick matchup, boys. So because we were against the Golden State Warriors. Now imagine a prime Steph, a prime Clay, a prime KD, and Draymond, coached by Don Nelson, all right, with Chris Mullin on that roster, against this Raptor team that just won tonight against Charlotte without Scottie Barnes. Who do you got? I know it's a tough one.
The Raps.
Oh, man. All right, so that's that for today, boys. So that's let's just continue. I didn't get to make a note on what I want to see against New Orleans. I just want to see them have fun, and I want to see the young guys get more run. It's time to shine, young guns. Let them run, Darko. Let them run. This was another episode of the Sports Ethos Toronto Raptor Podcast, and I'm your host, Mr. El Hoopo, with Mr. A.Rod and Max P. And just like I said earlier in all the other episodes, hit that little heart, that means like, and hit subscribe, and that means I like you even more. And then maybe we'll take you out on a date, and maybe you can get to know us some even more. And once you get to know us, you might just love us. Bye-bye.